Just when I thought that Lil Bo Peep from Toy Story 4 was the most loyal chick in the game, I stand corrected. Oh, y'all didn't see Toy Story 4? Okay. Alright, welcome to Tait's Take. If you're new here, I do spoiler-free movie and TV reviews. Give you a little background, basically let you know if I think it's worth checking out or not. If that's something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Tait's Takers, let's find out how Bo Peep lost her spot at the top. I mean, she loyal, but this is different. Rebecca's a new Netflix movie release that's based on the 1938 novel of the same name. It was written by the British author Daphne du Maurier, who also wrote The Birds. I don't know if y'all had to read that in high school, but I did, and it was super creepy. What did I learn from that? Anyway, Rebecca is regarded as one of the best books of all time. It was first adapted as a movie in 1940, produced by David O. Selznick. David had just made Gone with the Wind, you know, the highest grossing film of all time. Taking into consideration inflation, Gone with the Wind made $3.7 billion. I gotta check that movie out, because there's no way it's better than The Avengers, or Titanic, maybe Avatar, but still. It was David O. Selznick who called up Alfred Hitchcock from England to direct his first American project. And it worked out because Rebecca was another hit. It was nominated for 11 Academy Awards and won 2 of them, including Best Picture. This 2020 version of Rebecca was directed by award-winning filmmaker Ben Wheatley, who's known for his British films like Kill List and A Field in England. It was written by Jane Goldman, who... Okay. And she's already cool with me because she wrote for The Kingsman, X-Men First Class, and X-Men Days of Future Past. She worked on Rebecca alongside Joe Shrapnel and Anna Waterhouse. Rebecca stars Lily James, who I know mostly from Baby Driver, but she was also in the live-action Cinderella, which I don't know why I have no recollection of this movie. We also got my man Armie from one of the best movies of all time, but don't at me though, The Social Network. Yeah, where he played himself and his twin, trying to say my dog Mark Zuckerberg took their idea. Ugh, you snooze, you lose, pal. He also played Martin D. Ginsburg in On the Basis of Sex. Finally, we got Kristen Scott Thomas, who's an award-winning actress who plays the iconic creepy housekeeper Mrs. Danvers. What's cool about this is that one of Kristen's awards is her Olivier Award, and the Olivier Awards were named after Laurence Olivier, who played Mr. De Winter in the original Rebecca film. That's a good full circle. Rebecca was shot on the British coastlines at Hartland Quay in Devon, and on various estates across England. Alright, plot time. Rebecca tells the story of a young woman who works as a paid companion to this grumpy old lady. While the two of them are traveling in Monte Carlo, the young woman meets a rich English dude. This rich English dude is Maxim de Winter, and is now a widower after his wife Rebecca's recent tragic death.
Maxim de Winter. His wife died last year and is in dire need of company.
Maxim starts to spend time with this young woman, even though he's super rich and she's super not. Either way, it's kind of like Titanic, where Jack had no business canoodling with someone in Rose's class. But I guess you love who you love. So Maxim loves who he loves and asks his woman to marry him and move in with him in one of England's most lavish estates, the Manderley. But all this happens after like a week. I guess when you know, you know.
This week, I'd like to never forget it.
Come to Manderley. I'm asking you to marry me, you little fool.
But when they get to his estate after the honeymoon, it seems like the legacy of Maxim's ex Rebecca, the first Mrs. De Winter, is far from gone. She's definitely still on his mind. And not just his mind, Rebecca seemed to have left a lasting impression on the housekeeper Mrs. Danvers. She makes it clear that she's not ready to have the memory of Rebecca erased.
Mrs. De Winter, may I present Mrs. Danvers?
Welcome to Manderley.
So the new Mrs. De Winter, bless her heart, is trying to find her way around this big-ass house, learn how to become a woman of class and riches, all while trying to fill the shoes of her husband's mysterious ex, Rebecca. And now we got a movie. So what's my take? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. This is great. The makers of this movie have said that this is a new adaptation of the novel, not a remake. I just want to make sure I get that out the way first. Now I'll talk about what I liked about the movie. The first thing I gotta shout out is the acting. I knew I liked Lily James from Baby Driver, but she's getting stronger by the second, and she's perfect for this movie. And realistically, she's playing multiple roles here as her character evolves from the shy, poor, paid companion to living up to this grand image of the woman of the Manderley. Then Armie does a great job playing a very believable Mr. De Winter. Like, you could just see how regal he was, which makes sense because I think his great grandfather was like an oil tycoon. Yeah, you get it. how the rich stay rich. Kristen Scott Thomas also does well, perfectly executing this legendary role of the lurking housekeeper who doesn't want to let go of Rebecca. Next, gotta show love to the cinematography. This reminded me of Portrait of a Lady on Fire, where every still frame could have been a piece of art. They really transport you back to the time. And then the sets. The Manderley estate itself is a huge character in the story, and the team went to great lengths to make sure this iconic landmark felt new. They actually used 8 different estates in England to make it happen. I thought they did a good job never letting the viewer get familiar with the layout of the house. It helps us understand how out of place and lost the new Mrs. De Winter must have felt. That's well played. Man, that's good. Another thing that's great about this movie is the costumes. With all this taking place in the late 20s and early 30s, they did an awesome job making sure everybody looked the part. And that makes sense because they got Julian Day to do costume design, who just did Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody. Bohemian Rhapsody is better than Rocket Man. No one asked me, but it's true. Last thing I'll touch on with this movie is the different layers that it has. The director described it as like one of those Russian dolls. It's like a romance, inside a mystery, inside a suspense, inside a thriller, inside a horror. You just never really know where it's taking you. It's what people like so much about the Hitchcock version. There was some criticism of the Hitchcock version of Rebecca that said that the second half of the movie wasn't as suspenseful as the first. And I can see some of y'all saying the same is true here. But like I said, the movie still won Best Picture, and I can definitely see why this movie could win some awards too. I'm gonna give Rebecca 4.5 stars. I had a good time with this one, especially after learning so much about the book and the original movie. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I rarely watch classic movies, but I figured if I'm gonna be reviewing this, I might as well see what the original was talking about. So after I watched the 2020 Rebecca, I went back and watched the 1940 Rebecca in all of its black and white glory. And I'm not gonna lie, I might have to watch some more classics. Maybe Gone with the Wind. See if it's better than Avengers. I'm sure many diehard Rebecca fans are gonna say the book is better. Don't they always say that? But I can't comment, because I didn't read it. I think they did a good job respecting the original film and giving us a modern take on it. If you guys are diehard Rebecca fans, you could let me know in the comments how they did. But to me, as a newbie, I was impressed. If you like movies with twists and turns, love and suspense, you get it all here. I think it goes both ways. If you're a Rebecca fan, I think you'll like what they did with this movie 80 years later. And if you've never heard of Rebecca, I think you'll enjoy this movie, especially not knowing how the story plays out. I think it's great that a new generation can learn about one of the literary classics that may never have had the chance to before. Rebecca is available to stream on Netflix and playing in select theaters starting on October 21st. As always, thanks for checking out Tate's Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, let me know. Have you read the book Rebecca? Did you see the 1940 Rebecca? Are you going to watch the 2020 Rebecca? Let me know. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace.